aggressive. People are less ethical. Actually, lots of there's a robber killing and hurting each other. There's so many things happen. But now, see, I think commonly people more ethical. I think because of the so many countries they creating the common law. So it's because you cannot break the law. So now you can do less and less that kind of degeneration activity. So I think it's actually time about fruition is changing backward. People life spent is a longer, quality of the life is somehow it can say better than before. Of course, we never feel that way because we never satisfied with what we have. Make sense? No matter how much we get, we want more. This never be good enough. So otherwise, I think generally, if we look that way, I think lifespan or quality is, I think, improving better a little bit. So that way, it's like you cannot become handicapped of, oh, this is just not that time, you cannot. So I think challenge time is, we created that challenge time, So now more and more people are aware of that, actually. We're more aware of, we created that challenge time, included that we created our disaster of the environment. Everything's human created. So now people more aware of, there's a lot of activists. They try to try to tell to those leaders, need to be awake from that. I think this is so that way time can be changed if we change our attitude. Make sense? So there's one story. Have you seen this four animals friend? That story was the animal, they make their own rules in the jungle. So they said we need to have our own law, ethical, and we need to also show the what called seniority, respect. So when they ask who's the oldest one, because they don't have a birth certificate of who was born first, animal. So they discuss it, and the bird said, "I ate the fruit and that seed I throw here." Then then Robert said, "Oh, when I come, it's a shoot coming." When I was born, and then monkey said, "Oh, when this branch is coming, then I saw." Then elephant said, well, when this become a big tree, I was born. So that way the elephant is the lowest because youngest one. The monkey is the second youngest, so that way is above the elephant, and so the bird is the oldest, so that way sitting on the top. If the bird is the youngest, then maybe then big problem, yeah. so that is how they show that's a symbol of, it's not necessarily they sit on each other. The symbol of seniority, how to show the respect, So then the whole country is become really peaceful, no problem, no disaster, no war, no disease, anything. Then king said, I'm a really lucky one. I have great merit. That way my kingdom is really beautiful and really, no suffering. And someone who can see, supernaturals, yeah. So he said, this is not your power. This is those animals' power. So then king adopt the animals, their law, and everyone start increasing lifespan, all the society. So that way, Lord Chitteswamy said, actually, time can change by our behavior. So power is into us, our behavior. Not the time, not the, we cannot blame anything because sometimes we always said, oh, time, this is the time, this is this, like one guy, I think he spent too much money to, I heard he spent whole his retirement money to advertisement after 2012, going to end the war. So we sometimes we believe so much on those things. And actually it's not really, not necessarily that's true. Make sense? So what I'm saying is we cannot just excuses with the time, lots of time we using that kind of excuses. Oh, this is just time. And it's similar like lots of Buddhism, which said, oh, this is karma. Makes sense? So this is karma. Yeah, karma means the action. Whatever we put the action, it become that way. If you put the bad action, it become bad. If you put the good action, so two powers you have, you know. So whatever you put the power or whatever you make, that is become that way. It's just like I think uh, I always say this, see this one as each individual's power can change the environment, can change the perspective of the human thinking. Like two really good example as a symbol of Christianity and symbol of Buddhism. Christianity, they use the cross as a symbol, yeah? And the Buddhism, we use the Dharma wheel. We'll call the Dharma wheel. Those are now it's a symbol of peace. Anyone can see it. Give them whoever they have a faith. It give them joy. They give them peace. Makes sense, but not always like that. Before the crisis, the cross is the symbol of fears, symbol of threatening, symbol of scary. Anybody see that one? People get scared. And the same is Dharma will too. Actually, it is a weapon. If you see some Hindu god, they carrying on the finger, the wheel. There are lots of story. They throw the wheel and cut many people's head. Yeah, blade wheel. So just one individual's power can change the respect and can change the environment. Make sense? So that way, I think whatever we make, it become that way. Environment is become that way. So another way is it like when certain things, when you see in your life, when you see certain things, it sometimes it gives you so much sorrow. Yeah, because problem is not that object you see make you sorrow, because your memory, the instant, what happened when you saw that object first time. Make sense? So I can give you my own example. I saw the first time in my life sunset. It's a really sad place. I was just crossing one river. There's nothing. So we have to stay on that night there because we are collecting the monastery's firewood. So we just crossed in the boat all the firewood from the other side, but we couldn't find the truck. So we cannot leave the wood there. So we have to stay in that side, next to the water. And that area is really sad looking. There's nothing, no family or anything, just few boatmen, and they're nothing to. So, but it's because the river is so long, I can see the sunset. That was the first time in my life I saw the sunset. Because of that location where I saw the sunset, every time when I see the sunset, it made me really the chill, sadness of that one. Make sense? So it's like sunset not making me sad. It's my memory making me sad because I remember that particular time, that particular location. So I changed my perspective. So I forced to go to some beautiful location, try to see the sunrise and sunset in a beautiful location. Now, slowly change. Now when I see the sunset and sunrise, it gives me joy. So I realizing it's the sunset is not the problem. Problem is how I perceive. My mind is a problem. Make sense? So actually in the Buddhism, we always have said the most powerful is the mind, not the body, not the speech. Body and speech just follow with the mind, whatever mind want to go. You know, when your mind is happy, say sweet things, nice things. When your mind is sad, you say horrible things. So body and speech just serving to the mind, whatever mind want. So most powerful is the mind actually. So when our mind is a change, a positive way, then everything becomes positive. So Pamuduba, one of the main teacher in the Lord Buddhism was his main root guru is called the Pamuduba. And Pamuduba Monastery, in front of there is a big called a open space valley. How to say valley?
Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, this valley, certain people can see this is pure land, but certain people can see this is the hell. So how you proceed? Like when you like someone, whenever you see that person make you joy, happy. Then one day you have some problem, conflict. And then whenever you see that person, it make you sad, suffering. Yeah. The person have no power to do that, give you joy or sad or suffering. Your mind perceive that way. You know, so your mind is the power. So time have no power to become good or bad. Power is our mind. Make sense? So also you may, you may think when talking about the power of the Buddhism, then you may think, oh, maybe something he going to talk about the miracles, some power, some kind of like that, a miracle power. Actually, if you look carefully in the Buddhism have lots of different kind of what called that step, yeah, labels. Labels, can say levels. Most people interested on the advanced one. You think that's the most powerful, that's the most beneficial, most a great result will give you from that. Actually, most beneficial, most powerful is the beginning one, preliminary one. If you don't have a preliminary of a foundation, advance is not become advanced, just make you more confused. Like someone who have no basic education and try to give the instruction on the really complicated math. Before you receiving the math instruction, you may feel like you are a little bit smart, but once you receive the math instruction, you realize that totally you have, it make you more confused and not going to benefit anything, not improve anything. So without all the basic things, advance is not become advanced because these days, lots of people mostly focusing on that level when it comes to the Dharma. That is only work when you reach there. When you skip all the the lower school, primary school, high school, when you skip all of them, try to go to direct college, you just become maybe kind of confused one. They are nothing going to learn actually. Make sense? So I think most power change, whatever you want to become is in the basic foundation there. That one is different. So that way, in the Buddhism, we always talk about the motivation or intention, how it's important. That intention will make the path and result will decide from that intention. Like when we talk about the Mahayana and Hinayana in the Buddhism, yeah, and Vajrayana. Actually, practice itself is not much different. All is the same. You have to follow to the three trainings. It doesn't matter you Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. You have to follow to the three trainings. Maybe different language, different word use, but actually you have to follow to three trainings. Yeah, training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdom. There are no beside that. There's no extra teaching on the like Vajrayana or Mahayana. More than those three trainings. But those three training different way to give teachings. Different language, different vocabulary, different skill way to give teachings. But actually, it's the same. But what different make is motivation, intention. Like when come to the like we call the Hinayana path and Mahayana path, yeah? Hinayana path and Mahayana path, what is different? It's intention. Like when you take refuge object is the same three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. If you take refuge with the intention of fears, you get to the Hinayana path. But if you took refuge intention of compassion, then you become a Mahayana path. Taking refuge is the same, three jewels, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. But intention change the different, different outcome because of the intention. So that way, most powerful is the intention. Whatever you put the intention, that become that way. As a like a mundane way, if you have a good intention, it make you that if you're really pleasant. But if you have a bad intention, it's a really sorrow or painful. Make sense? So I think mind is the I think can say most powerful, and whatever you created mindset that has become that environment become that way. So when some people go to certain location or certain place, it's not going to be painful, but some people go to there, have a lots of painful because I think this is our, whatever appearance is not exist by its own. It's all the appearance is a mental projection. Our mind created that way. Otherwise, like when we try to walk on the wall through the wall, we will bump. You cannot. But then, like when the person like a Milareba have no problem to walking through the wall because we build this habitual tendency of solidness of the existence. Make sense? We build that one. That way, for us, even just forget about that when you wake, even the dream, you never try to walk through the wall. When you try to escape from this, you try to find where's the door, where's the window. And sometimes even the dream, you're stuck. Yeah? So this is just our belief. We create it. So then they become, that is reality. Whatever we make our mind, that is become our reality. So there's no more powerful than actually mindset. Physically, if you try to improve, nothing can improve. So there was one quote, really beautiful. So it said, if you try to fix outer phenomena, there's no limit. Limit, or can say, there's no end.
No end.
Yeah, no end. No matter how much you fix, they become a more and more. Because sometimes people try to fix the other one, busy to try to fix the other one. Then you like some powerful one destroy their enemies. When you destroy one enemy, next day you have two enemies. When that day you destroy two enemies, next day you have four enemies. Because today you have only one enemies. When you hurt that person, all that person's relative and loved one become your enemies. That way your enemy actually increase. There's no limitation of destroying the outer obstacles. But if you train your mind, then everything become beautiful. Even your enemy become your friends. So Shantideva said, if you try to smooth all the ground, there's no way you can do. But if you put really nice shoes, comfortable shoes, wherever you walk, it's a smooth place. Place what called the ground is smooth. So that is example is the same as if you try to fix outside, there's no limitation. But if you fix your own mind, everything become good. So that's the most powerful is actually the mind. Then rest is come with, whatever mind want, it become that way. So for the samsaric beings, for us, because of our mind is uh, 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 controlled by the three emotions, So everything we experience is a suffering. Even the joy is become part of suffering. Make sense? So the enlightened beings, even the joy, even the suffering is becoming joy. Because their mind is always be so pleasant. Their mind is always positive. So I think when we this way to look, then the most powerful is the mind. Whatever we make the mind, that is become. So when it comes to the Buddhist teachings, where is the mind, training part? Is advanced or beginning? Yeah, always at the beginning. Lots of people don't want to pay attention on the preliminary. This somehow our arrogant wake up and said, "Oh, I'm an advanced practitioner. I'm, an old student. I've been so many years practicing Dharma. I shouldn't be this beginner label. I should be advanced one." We try to promote ourselves to become an advanced one, before getting there, because most of time our this arrogant is a kick up, kick up. Can say yeah.
Kicks up.
Yeah, kicks up that by our arrogance. Yeah. That confuse us. There's a deceive us ourselves from that. So I think. If we really want to be, meaningful, beneficial, practical, then focus on those preliminary one. Those preliminary one is a practical, meaningful, beneficial for anyone. If you try to go to those teaching like really high one, wind channel bindu, it maybe give you a little bit kind of like the wave there a little bit, but it's never going to stay with you. So I think kind of slow. I mean, it's really difficult to, first of all, it's really difficult to get there. Knowing and getting there is different. We know lots of things. We know anger is not good. We know compassion is good. We know everything is impermanent. But when it comes to the reality and accepting that one is really difficult. So knowing and getting there is different. Sometimes we confuse when we know a little bit about it, we have some information, we thought we're there. So information not become you that one. Heavy information is not same as you got there. So it's just like a um, um, having having direction not make you get there. Make sense? So I think that way I thought maybe today we talk a little bit here. It's called the mind trainings. One is a called Kadamba master called Lungri Tamba. I think I heard something like that. Lungri Tamba is his nickname is called like dark face or long face. Yeah, someone who never smile. Always have a really, really long face. Tibetan we call the dark face. Stone face, yeah. Yeah. So he was a really stone face. And only in his life, I heard only one time he smiled. That he had some what called the jewel on his mandala. Some mouse came try to steal that one, and the mouse couldn't pick up that too heavy. He bring his own companion, and they tried to bring together. So he was laughing at them. That was his first time or last time maybe he was smiling. So otherwise, he's always a short, stone face. So lots of practitioner, lots of his brother, Dharma brother, sister. They all told him, you should be a little bit pleasant. You should be a little bit smile. Show a little bit nice. And he said, when I'm thinking about the suffering of sentient beings, samsara, there are no way I can smile. Because he really feel that one. Every sentient beings are suffering. So we don't feel that way. Why? Because we have no care. If you care someone, you will feel that. If you really truly care someone, whatever that person goes, you feel that. Now you can example. If you see that on the street, drug abuse, or a homeless, or someone's miserable one, when you see that one, you're not going to feel that much. You may sometimes you get maybe sometimes you even a little bit angry or a little bit kind of just not necessarily always be compassionate. Then start imagine this one is one of your dearest one. If this is your dearest one, you're like your husband, your wife, your children. If this one is that one, how are you going to feel? Make sense? So I think that is how we change the perspective. So so in this 8 verse of the training of the mind, said, by thinking about all sentient beings as a more precious than the wish-fulfilling jewels, for accomplishing the highest aim, I will always hold them dear. Now, if you find wish-fulfilling jewels, forget about the wish-fulfilling jewels. Even if you find some kind of like a expensive jewelry, how much joy you will get. You become so happy. Yeah. If some loved one give you the really expensive gift, how much joy you get. Why? Because you know that you got really expensive gift, kind of like diamond ring or earring or something. You say, wow, this is really expensive. So you get so joy. But if you think carefully, that jewel going to give you anything, not going to give you anything, it's not going to benefit anything for you. But if you look the sentient beings, they are more better than wish-fulfilling jewels. Why? Because those sentient beings can give you something that wish-fulfilling jewel cannot give you. wish fulfilling jewel, what can give you is only mundane, temporary joy, food, clothes, or something like that. But it's just temporary. Make sense? Like jewelry, you got some jewelry. It's only temporary you can have that. But sentient being can give you permanent nirvana. So if you look that way, actually sentient beings are more dear than even the wish fulfilling jewel. Forget about the diamond or other jewels. Sentient beings are more precious than wish fulfilling jewels. Why? Because the wish fulfilling jewel cannot give you something that sentient being can give you. So if we look this way, and there was when Bodhisattva contact there said, if you compare Buddha and sentient being, who is more beneficial for your becoming enlightenment? Which one is you need most? You need both of them. Because sometimes when we see the Buddha image or anything, so we become so devoted. But when we see the sentient being, especially destitute one, we don't have that devotion. That not just devotion. What call this? Kind of feeling of dearness. Can say, yeah, we don't have that one. Endearment. Yeah, because we don't see the beneficial from them. Make sense? Like if you try to offering to your guru, $100, no problem. You happily offering because you see the guru's quality. You see the beneficial of offering to the guru. Even you don't have enough, you still try to offer as much as you can. But when come to on the street, beggar, $1 big shaking your hand. Actually, when truly, if you compare to those, the guru and the beggar, both you need. Guru need you to receive the instruction, wisdom. But that instruction where you can apply on the sentient being. Make sense? Yeah. So that way those politicians really know that one. They always say, I'm fighting for you, and come to the asking vote. They always say, I'm doing for you, I'm your man. So because they knew without the public, they are nothing. Make sense? So this reason, when truly practitioner, if you compare wish fulfilling jewel and sentient beings are more dear, more precious. Then not true practitioner, and if somebody give you sentient being and you wish fulfilling jewel, you will say, no, I want to wish fulfilling jewel. So of course, wish fulfilling jewel, that's a priceless. Yeah, you can help so many people, but still that help is a temporary help. No matter how much you help, it only can give you temporary. You can give them temporary beneficial. But when you gain something from the sentient being, once you gain that one, you will benefit sentient being endlessly. Yeah, even wish fulfilling jewel is impermanent. One day it become disappear. But once you reach to the Buddhahood, your quality is endless. So when that long termly, that way, when you look this one, so then if you compare to the sentient being and wish fulfilling jewel, sentient being are more precious. Because of sentient being can give you enlightenment, which is cannot give by the wish fulfilling tree. Jewel, yeah? Tree or jewel, both. I think that reason saying is I will always behold them dears. That's the first one. So first training essay, try to be, um, like try to see sentient being, like we always said, you're all mother sentient beings. Dear, mother means the dearest one, who have been, who have shown you kindness. Someone who show you kindness, someone who went through under hardship for your sake. So, okay, then second one said, whenever I am company of the others, I will regard myself as the lowest among all, and from the depth of my heart, cherish others as a supreme. So, in our Dharma practitioner, you can distinguish who's a true practitioner and who's not. True practitioner always come with the humble. They never act themselves as a really important. Really, if you meet a really true practitioner teacher, they never act themselves as a really high, this kind of fancy one. Because they always have a humbleness. Why they have this humbleness? Because they are well educated, well, train their mind. Then, like not educated, not really complete one train, and they have to pretend this kind of like a what called that can say fabricated attitude. Mm-hmm. They need that one because their knowledge, their realization, their this is not good enough. So you have to put a lot of masala with your life story. Make sense? So true practitioner always come with a humble way. So that's I'm sure you saw many great teacher. Like I grew up with holiness. I never seen holiness acting like really those high lama attitude. He come with us working with using the tools to digging ground, and sometimes it come to the cleaning, and everywhere we work he was always there. And especially he loved gardening. Like when we have a plant that just recently we plant the tree, we were just watching. Holiness was planting the tree. So that kind of, just, but when they talk, then they have all the knowledge, whatever need. Makes sense? So I think this is a really important for the Dharma practitioner becoming humble. Reason is a hill is like this, yeah. The valley is like this. So when rain, water is where go? Down the valley. Yeah. Never stay on the top of the hill. So arrogant, pride is a hill. No matter how much you receive teaching, you never learn anything. When you go with the attitude of the pride, attitude of the, oh, I know, you will never learn anything. You waste your time. If you have that attitude toward any teacher, don't go there. Because you're going to waste your time and his time and your money and everything. Because it's not going to benefit for you. Because your mind is a fool. Some people ask me to teach. I said, I cannot teach you. Because you're already fool. Really, sometimes I feel that way because they talk like that, Then they said, they're asking questions. This is like when your cup is full, no matter how much water put, it's going to be
Overflows.
Yeah, overflowed. Not going to stay in the cup. So when you come with the attitude of the arrogant of the cup full of water, it's just no matter where you go, it's wasting your time. You're not going to get anything, not going to benefit anything. So there's one Drupagoji master called the Gozamba Gopato, really well-known master, great practitioner. So he went to Tsari, which is one of the Tibet called the Holy Land. There's like those three places in the Tibet called the Jagarsambhava, body, speech, mind, Mount Kailash, Lapchi, Tsari. Tsari is the South Tibet. So that's a really holy place. So then that time, there are so many retreaters. So he started serving to them, bringing firewood, bringing water, and just whatever need, he's just working to everyone. Then at the beginning, all those retreaters, they thought he's just a beginner who just come to that area, try to learn something. So they don't pay attention that much. But then slowly, of course, whenever they get chance, they don't gossiping anything. They just discuss Dharma. When discussing Dharma, his knowledge was excellent. Then they said, "How you come? You are a great master, like acting like a newcomer, and you serving to those not what called that, like a rocky one. Can say
Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky. Mm-hmm.
And he said, "What you talking about that they are rocky? I see them at Chakarsambhava, every one of them." Yeah. So when you have that, then you see every sentient being are enlightened. That way, you never show your attitude of arrogance. And this is everyone go through this what called
phase.
This phase. Yes. Now, when you learn in Dharma, I think everyone goes through. When you learn in Dharma, at the beginning, yes, you feel you know nothing. That's true, because you know nothing. But then slowly, you have a feeling of, oh, now I know everything. You feel that way. That's not because you're learning now. Because you understood a little bit, then your arrogance comes. If you're not careful there, it will stuck. You will stuck there. Then you never get chance to improvement. Make sense? When you pass from that then just finally, when you actually start learning, then you feel like, oh, I know nothing. That time, actually, finally you start learning. This is, I think, pretty much we when we start in Dharma, I think go through that. But the main point is here, we don't know how much hidden knowledge they have. There's one story. The big event, that kind of like spiritual gathering, and all those high lama come together and they debating or whatever. Then some non-Buddhism came, scholar, and they debate, and those high one couldn't debate with them, this non-Buddhist scholar. And then at some point one said, when I throw the rice water, there's one beggar, ugly one get water onto his body, because he was just sitting next to the door, when the water get on his body, rice water, and his body is the water is boiling, like when we throw in the hard stone.
Wow.
So they said, I think he's something special. Then when invite him, then he was one of the great Mahasiddha and great scholar, actually, acting like a beggar. So, like in Tibet, if you read the life story of Pajur Rinpoche, there are many times. One time he was in the one monastery because he ran away from his resident, because there are so many disciples coming. So he kind of a little bit tired. He ran away from there, and he just traveling, And one time he was in one monastery, and there was a Lama is giving teaching on the word of my perfect teacher. So Patricia Rinpoche stayed in that teaching every day. He got at the teaching. Nobody thought to recognize him as a Patricia Rinpoche who wrote that book actually. He went every day. Then later, slowly, somebody recognized him. Many days later. Then the Lama came, said, apologizing, please forgive me. I have no idea, Master, you are here. Now, please, you give me this teaching, continue, you finish this teaching. And Patricia Rinpoche said, no, please let me to be a part of the audience. Because even I wrote this one. When you talk, I learned so much from there. So he finished, he stayed on the teaching, his own book. He stayed at the audience, as an audience, and received teaching until the book is finished. Nowadays, that kind of master is impossible, yeah? It's really difficult. So if you want to be really receive all the wisdom of the water, you have to be being low as a humble. You always think, I am the bottom one. Even those people around me, they act like nothing. Maybe they have a hidden talent that I don't. Deep down, they are much better than me. They are much more qualified than me. They are more advanced than me. You have to think that way. You have to behave that way. Then you receive every corner. Everything is a teaching. Even two people just talking, you can receive the teaching from there. You gain the knowledge. Even you just talk to someone with the open mind, you will learn so much. Just keeping conversation, like dinner conversation, whatever, just talking. You will learn so much. But if you go with your own set of views, have to be this way, then no matter how much you talk, it's just become an argument. You never listen because of that person, no matter how much point put, you will never listen that one because your mind is set up this way, have to be this way, your own view. Make sense? My way, highway. Then you never learn anything. Your knowledge, wisdom is never improved. So that reason, if you want to become an omniscient of the Buddha, best way to how to get that is you have to absorb all the knowledge. How do you get to absorb all the knowledge? Is being humble. So when you be humble, everywhere is the knowledge, it will come to you. Like no matter where you rain even rain the way top of the mountain, end up the water is coming down to the lowest part. It will never stay there. It's come to you, everything, all the wisdom, knowledge, blessings. So there even Buddha said in the sutra, lack of devotion not come to all the holy Dharma in that person. Like if you don't have a devotion, it's just like a roasted seed. Even the roasted seed meet with a favorable condition, it never grow anything from that. If you just barley is roasted and try to put on the field, next year we will get nothing. Because lack of the devotion is like a roasted seed. So devotion means that being humble, being, yourself as a lower than that one. That way you call the devotion, because you see that one's a superior, you see that one's a higher, you see that one's a advanced, so that is what devotion means. Because sometimes people, especially nowadays, people misunderstand that what is devotion is. Devotion is you confuse with the devotion and personal interest or attachment. May say, yeah? When guru is come, some guru, then you say, oh, I really like this guru. You may like that personal, you may like that person's behavior. You may like that person's appearance. You may like that person's talk. You may like the person's lots of different way. But you have to have devotion, means that you have to have a sense of this is superior than me. This is a higher one. And particularly in the Vajrayana, devotion means that you have to see Guru as a truly Buddha. Make sense? So that's a devotion. That's all come if you see yourself as a lower. Make sense? So that way is the second is it that is it, that I will regard myself as the lowest among all, and for the depth of my heart, cherish others as a supreme. When you cherish others as a supreme, that is a devotion. I don't know English meaning of the devotion mean, but according to the Dharma, when you see someone is higher than you, someone is more advanced than you, someone is supreme than you, that is what is talking about the devotion mean. English meaning is that way, because English meaning is a devotion means I think some kind of faithful. Yeah, it's not like that way. I think meaning is a little bit different. Same as a love, not really same meaning in the Dharma love and.
I don't know, Khenpo. Christians do a lot of devotional practices. Devotion is extremely important to the Catholic.
So I mean, what I'm asking is, when English language, when said devotion, what bring on that outcome?
Spiritual devotion.
Okay.
That's the technical way, but more normal mainstream, it's more of the faithful.
Faithful, yeah. Lots of people. I heard this saying, "Oh, he and she is a faithful kind of devoted." Yeah, each other. Yeah. That is not talking about here.
There's devotional practices in Catholicism.
Okay.
Very much prayer.
Yeah. So I think that can say maybe what we can say is a spiritual devotion, not a mundane devotion.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Third one, say, in my every action, I will watch my mind. And the moment destructive emotion arise, I will confront them strongly and avoid them, since they will hurt both me and others. So this is a practice of the mindfulness. Now, in the Buddhism, lots of people like that. Buddhism or non-Buddhism is a meditation. So there's lots of different way to people what call that what called think as a meditation mean. Each one have their own idea about meditation. Make sense?
Yeah.
Sometimes people thinking meditation means just stop thinking. I heard some people say that one. Is that true? Some people think that way?
Yes.
Yeah, just stop thinking. Yeah. Then better born in the animal. They can do better. At least a few months they sleep. Stop thinking. Hibernate, yeah? So meditation is not about just stop thinking. Meditation is training. Meditation is a mindfulness. So in the Mahayana, there's called the 37 factor of enlightenment. Have you heard that? There's a 37 because Mahayana they divide it into the 5 paths: path of the application, I mean path of the accumulation, path of the application, path of the seeing, path of the meditation, path of the non-meditation. So those 5 paths, as a practice, there's a 5 path. There's a practice called the 37 factory. First one is called the 4 mindfulness. Mindfulness of a body, mindfulness of a feeling, mindfulness of a phenomena, and mindfulness of a mind. Most of our meditation is based on that mindfulness. So this is so in Lord Jiddu said, mindfulness is the highway of enlightenment. Because when you look this one, 37 factory, first one is a path of the accumulation. They meditate on the four mindfulness. Path of the application, there's a 2, 5 strength and 5 power. Both have a mindfulness. Path of the seeing, they're called the 7 factor of enlightenment, 7 branch of enlightenment. One of the 7 is called also mindfulness. Then path of the meditation, there's called the 8 noble path. In the 8 noble path, one is called the noble path of mindfulness. So when you look that one, it's every area, can say area, every label, always be mindfulness. So mindfulness is the main part of the meditation. So what does the mindfulness mean? Mindfulness means that not forgetting. We forget lots of time. Because of our forgetfulness, we have so many regret. Oh, I wish I haven't done that one. Because you don't remember that is not good. So that way you do. Make sense? So if we have a mindfulness, then before we doing, we cut. Make sense? So we'll start doing that one. But lack of the mindfulness, we only remember when we have done. Yeah. So mindfulness is the key to the Buddhism meditation. Doesn't matter which lineage, which tradition, Mahayana, Vajrayana, Hinayana, Zen, or anything. Always be mindfulness. That is the main part of the meditation. Meditation means the mindfulness. Because we always forgetting. That is the big problem us. It's not like we don't know. We know, but we forget. Yeah, we know lots of things, but we don't remember when we really need. So through the mindfulness exercising, then we remember, even we don't focus on that. Then the one day you don't need put effort. It naturally comes. So train the mindfulness also. So remembering, every action I will watch my mind. So that is mindfulness is like you have a storehouse. Can say storehouse, right? Treasure house. Treasure house, most of they have 2 guards. One is a guard at the door. Yeah, one is on the roof. One is watching around, thief coming or not. That's called the watchfulness in the meditation. At the door, somebody keeping the door, make sure thief not come in, not go out. That's called the door, door guard. That is the mindfulness. Make sure not come the thief of afflicted emotions. Make sure not lose the wealth about your, those all the virtues taught, devotion, perseverance, all those, spiritual wealth, not lose. So what is what is protecting from that is a mindfulness, like a gatekeeper. So when we have a gatekeeper of a mindfulness, we not lose the wealth of spiritual. Our gatekeeper is always missing. That way, easy to tip of the afflictive emotion come to in our mind 3 doors, and all our spiritual wealth of spiritual wealth always losing. Make sense? So we are lacking with mindfulness. We have enough information, we have enough understanding, we have enough knowledge. So we have enough wealth, basically. But because you have not good, doorkeeper, that will always lose it. So this is the mindfulness, the key of meditation. Meditation means the meditation also another way. So meditation is the meaning of the meditation is talking about the habituating. Something become that way. You're training your mind like from the wild animal to becoming what call this like animal can keep in the around the human. Domestic animals.
Domesticated.
Yes, like horse. Wild horse, you cannot ride on them. But domestic horse, no problem. Yeah. What is different is one is a train, one is not trained. So we have to train our mind like that. So right now, our mind is like a monkey.
Yeah.
So mindfulness is like when a monkey is tied with a rope in the pillar, cannot go anywhere else. So we need that mindfulness of a pillar to tie it with a rope of watchfulness. Then mind will stay there. Make sense? So we always need this mindfulness. That is what does meditation mean. Just remember one. If you remember earlier I said power of the mind. If you remember all the positive, everything become a positive. If you remember all the negative, everything's become a negative. So that way, because of our bad habitual tendency from the many lifetimes, we only noticing the bad one. When good things, we barely notice. Like one person did 100 good. People not notice that much. When that person did one bad, everybody talk about that one. Make sense? Like some spiritual guru. They did so much good things, but nobody talk about those that much. But when that person did something mistake, whole internationally, they talking, everyone talking. Even you have no business with that, but you still become a hot topic for you. Make sense? So because we are focusing too much on the negative. That reason, most of the media, they know we are the negative buyer. So they all sell the negative things with us. They never tell you all the positive things. If there's something positive going on, maybe they tell the 1 second. Maybe, short. But when something happens, bad things, they talk about hours on that. And they invite a special guest and discuss on that, So we focus too much on the negative. So we should more remember on the positive. That is, I think, what does practitioner mean. Fourth one, whenever I see ill nature beings or those overwhelmed by the heavy misdeed or suffering, I will cherish them as something rare, as a true. I would found priceless treasures. Because when you see those ones, then you get chance to actually meditate on the compassion. It's a different what we meditate in compassion and what Bodhisattva meditate compassion. We only can meditate compassion somebody who experiencing the result of negative karma. Like somebody sick, somebody dying, somebody have a bad disease or something, then we have a sympathy, we have a compassion. Yeah. But when somebody is making cause of that suffering, we don't have compassion. So Bodhisattva specifically, person who lack of six paramita, they have a compassion. If you look the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra said, Bodhisattva have an object of the compassion, six specific, stingy one. Compassion to the stingy one, compassion to the immoral one. Immoral? Yeah. A compassion to the disturbed mind, like always angry. Yeah, disturbed mind. Compassion to the heedless one. Heedless one. Compassion until the maru compassion the overpowered by the object. I will explain that one. Overpowered the object and compassion of the attached to the wrong things. So these are the opposite. Sometimes they translate as a English. They use as a called the counter agent. Yeah, they use a counter agent of six paramita. Stingy one is a counter agent of the generosity. When you become a stingy, why Bodhisattva have a compassion? Because they don't know how to practice the generosity, which is ultimately benefit for you. So stingy one is seems like the people, they're saving, they're really good with keeping money and this and that. But you're on another hand, you're creating reborn to the lower realm like hungry ghosts from the stinginess. Make sense? So that way, Bodhisattva compassion toward those person who creating the cause of suffering. Yeah, that is the stingy one is the cause of suffering to become reborn in the hungry ghost. Then immoral, can say immoral. Immoral is also object to the compassion. Why? Because he created the negative karma, he or she. Make sense? Yeah, because they are not disciplining their body, speech, mind from the negative. So the common people get angry toward them, upset with them because they say they are evil one, they are bad one. But Bodhisattva have compassion. Why? Bodhisattva can see they creating heavy negative karma from their behavior, their attitude. Then heedlessness one. Heedlessness one is the opposite of the perseverance. Because heedlessness means that you don't care, just, don't put any effort. Just take it easy. So that is it. So you're wasting your time. Your opportunity, your capacity. This what you gain right now from the precious human life. You have this capacity. You're wasting from just doing nothing. And this kind of capacity is not going to have continually. So that way, heedlessness is the object to the compassion. Then the fourth one is it? Yeah, that's the fourth one. Sorry. Yeah, then I forgot the disturbed mind. Disturbed mind, like some always be angry, hatred, and that kind of emotions. That is the opposite of the patience. Yeah, the heedless one is the opposite of the perseverance. Now, what I said, overpowered by the object. Overpowered by the object means like we have this destruction of a eye attached to the form, ear attached to the sound, nose attached to the smell. Yeah, all the sense faculty overpowered by the object of outside. From there to creating negative. So that then, because of that, when your eye is really distracted with a appearance, then through that appearance, when you see, then you have some emotion. Maybe you have attachment emotion if you like that one. Maybe you have a hatred emotion if you don't like that one. So negative emotion comes. Negative emotion is the opposite of the material constitutions. So material constitution is reducing our negative emotion. What is the main target of the material constitution is the emotion. Like Shantideva said, if you have a strong, whatever strongest emotion, work with that. Like if you have a jealousy emotion, actually sometimes you use that one as a, pride. No, sorry, pride. Because why you have jealousy? Because you see someone is better than you. That way you have jealousy. When you have a jealousy, then you exchange. You become that person become you and start having proud. If you're jealous to the Bill Gates, for example, because he's so rich, then you just mentally change. You become a Bill Gates, and Bill Gates become you and start having proud. Then it reduces your jealousy. So meditation is actually talking about how to reduce our negative emotion. If your negative emotion is still stays same, meditation means the wasting time. Really?
Doing it wrong.
Yes. Sometimes it's actually it's get higher. Make sense? So actually, sign of improvement of a meditation is reducing our negative emotion. When our negative emotion is becoming less and less, that means that your practice is succeeding. If your meditation, your negative emotion is stay same way, then that means that your practice is not working. Yeah. So that way, when our mind is disturbed, what called overpowered by the object, that means that then whatever object appearance, we have this emotion of attachment or aversion. Yeah, something's likable, you have attachment. Something dislikable, you have aversion. You say, wow, that's so beautiful. Then that is attachment. Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh, I don't want to see. That's anger. That's aversion. Yeah. So because your mind is a control, overpowered by the appearance of the object. Yeah. So that is the counter agent of the meditation. Then last one is being attached to the wrong belief. We have lots of wrong belief. We think something always like everyone have a view. Then we always think that is a correct view. Actually, none of them are a right view. Because right view mean non-duality. Empty nature, that is a correct view. That's the right view. Rest of the view is always a mistaken view. Make sense? So because of we have this dualistic view, we create all the bad things. Because of the dualistic view, we have all the negative emotions. Attachment, aversion, anger, jealousy, all those comes because of the dualistic view. Yeah. Then from that emotion, we're creating the negative karma. So once you create the negative karma, you cannot escape from the consequences of suffering. That's called the cycle of existence of samsara. Because when you're suffering, you never become peaceful mind. Yeah. So this four circle continually. I mean three. Yeah. Negative emotion make you do negative karma. Negative karma bring you suffering. Suffering make you negative emotion. That circle never end. That's called the cycle of existence. So how end is it? By seeing right view. You have to see negative emotion is not right. Make sense? So when you have a right view, particularly in the Buddhism called the emptiness, that end this cycle. Without the emptiness, they never will end. Even the meditation cannot end this cycle because it cannot cut the root. So you have to have right view. So those are particularly object to the compassion. So without the them, you cannot practice the compassion. That way here, mind training basically say is a ill nature beings, those overwhelmed by the heavy mind misdeed, suffering, misdeed or suffering. I will cherish them because of them, you get chance to practice the patience. You get chance to practice the compassion. We have one joke. Somebody is really upset one day. It's a practitioner, really upset, and he was really frustrated and angry, really angry. And his friend asked, "Why you are so upset?" And he said, "When I'm meditating patient, he disturbed me." Nobody make you disturb. How you can practice the patient? So if there's no enemy, how you can meditate on the patient? So that way they are really, here say is like a priceless treasure. Because of those ill, or they translate as a ill nature. Ill nature means the bad people. Then you get chance to practice the patient. And also, actually, truth is it. If everything's good, you never become a Dharma practitioner. I guarantee you. Everything's perfect in your life. You don't care about the Dharma. Even your Dharma practitioner, when things going well, less become interested, less become the Dharma practitioner, become more distracted. But when things come wrong, then you immediately go to the temple and so try to pray, Make sense? So those are actually priceless treasure. The problem is priceless treasure. Suffering is the priceless treasure. Really, suffering give us all the opportunity to motivate to practice Dharma. If you don't have suffering, you will never join to the practice Dharma actually. But your suffering is not too bad like hell beings. Even one practice cannot. So that way human have this great balance, have enough suffering that remember, practice Dharma, but also have enough freedom that can practice Dharma. So these reasons, those those negative environment help you to mindfulness, to bring to the truly practice, and particularly those beings, ill nature. Ill nature means that kind of like a bad people. Those kind of give you a chance to practice the patience. So I think everybody knows, like Aditya always keep one really annoying, irritating person with him. He brought from India to Tibet. He always keep with him. Really, someone is always irritate him. That helped him to, part of the practice. So that way, this Learned Dhamma said that's precious. Whenever someone out of envy does me wrong by attacking or belittling me, okay, I will take defeat upon myself and give the victory or to others. So this one is a if somebody is because of the jealousy, whatever emotion, I mean, they definitely, when people doing something bad to you, they are controlled by the negative emotion. Nobody will do anything bad if they are overpowered by the negative emotion. If not, yeah. So when things like that, then just give them all the victory or whatever, then you take all the loss. But this is, I don't think so. It's the same as a dongling. No, it's not really similar like dongling. This is called the lamdong, more like when things happen, take the loss yourself.
Offer the victory.
Yeah. I think dongling is not really healthy. You have to be careful for the dongling. Lots of people interested on the dongling practice, but I said really have to be careful. Dongling practice and like some people love to do healing, yeah, those are same. It will bring you all those problems later. I believe that. So like, even like performing the ritual for the sick one, have to be really careful. Because lots of people like Vajrayana, they request to the when somebody's sick, they request to the ritual, and they do lots of wrathful ritual, like lion face ritual, or white umbrella ritual. They are really wrathful. Their mantra really powerful. When you do the ritual, if that person is sick by the spirit harm, you may heal that person, but you may harm the spirit. Yes, true. Because you have no idea that there's a lot of spirit involved on our environment. When you do that one, and it can harm them. So there's both. You can help some people, but same time you're harming the spirit. So you have to be really careful on those things. And same things also dongling. Lots of people think that's not going to happen. It will happen if you do that. Like saying, oh, I will take all your suffering. I give you all my, you cannot exchange your good food to others' bad food. Forget about the dongling here. Even you have a hard time to give your space in the highway driving, when somebody cut you, you become immediately irritated. Forget about the dongling. Yeah, like wherever we go line, we always be like have to be the first one. Sometimes you pay extra money to get the first one. You did many times try to pay extra $10 to get me the A. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that is different. They can control. They can control their elements. When you can control your mind, you can control your element. When you can control your element, nothing going to bother you. You can walk in the fire, not going to burn you. You can walk in the water, you're not going to drown you. You can walk in the, those all elements cannot do, like Milareva. Start throwing in him a clip. He's just back. They start burning him. Nothing happened. If you look at the Milareva, so until you become, your mind is a totally control. So those kind of practices sometimes have to be really careful. But there's another way you can do. Whatever you're going through with you. Like for example, I try to do this lots of time when I have a headache. I think it's really healthy to do. And not going to harm you anything. What I do is in the Tibetan, it's called the lamdong. It's called the carrying on the path of your situation. So what I do is when I have a headache, I visualizing this headache pay off all the other people's negative karma that created, they will have a headache. So that way they don't have to go to experience the headache. So that will benefit actually. Because you're not taking their headache. You're just saying is by this, this situation, that other don't go through this situation. It's pay out by my pain. Yeah. That's called the carrying on the path of your own situation. So I think that's really good. So that way, I think this one is basically saying is when somebody is like try to be jealous and whatever, is just let them have a win. You know, take the loss yourself. Like if you're on the highway, try to somebody cut it up, just okay, let go, just go. You don't have to curse. Yeah. Curse. Yeah.
我先来看看这个，
When actually those problem comes, then we discourage with our practice. Make sense? Then that has become a problem. If you can practice continually, no matter what outcome, then yes, toning is really powerful. But don't assume not going to happen to you. It will happen to you when you practice. It comes you from the toning. So you have to have this mindset of even it come to you, I can take this, I can tolerate. You need that courage. You need that kind of a, what called that, patient, accepting whatever outcome from that. Then yes, that is really powerful. So this is I will learn to keep all those practice untrained by thought of my 8 worldly concern. May I recognize all this like illusion, and without the attachment, gain the freedom from the bondage. So this one is also, if you look actually careful, this 8th verse is getting advanced. It's getting higher, higher, higher. So this is the one of the highest. Now you see everything is illusion. No matter what happened, you are free from 8 worldly concern. That's not easy, because no matter how we are good practitioner, when things come good, we get joy a little bit. When things come not good, we get a little bit upset. Yeah, that kind of what called this equanimity coming is not easy. You have to have an advanced practitioner to have this kind of a feeling of equanimity. So that is a feeling of the equanimity is what that is called the free from 8 worldly concern. Otherwise, for us, normal people, ordinary people, when things go well, we become happy. When things go bad, we get upset. It's just normal. But advanced one, they have no differential. They not become a super excitement by things happen good, or they become a super sad by things go bad. So that means that you really have a balanced equanimity. Then that is a really advanced one. So this 2 last one is I think can say, unless you have to be someone who reached to the first Buddha. Because once you reach to the 3rd level, then you have a much more tolerant than us right now. Our patient is really weak. We are a great Dharma practitioner when things good weather, good food, good environment, then we can be really good practitioner. But when things are not good, then sometimes it's really challenging.
Then if all suffering is the result of our own karma, what's the point of even doing Toglen? Because if that person created that karma of the suffering, they will create that karma again.
So it's just a tongling or whatever. I think this is all is the same. The purification, tongling, and a lot of those. It cannot make you undo, but definitely it will reduce. Definitely. Like when you have so much pain, okay, some situation comes so much pain, and somebody come to you, hug you, said, give you this moral support, it becomes less. Immediately it becomes less. When you have a stress so much, when you tell someone, it immediately becomes less. Make sense? So no one can do undo your karma. No one can do undo. Vajrasattva cannot make undo. Buddha cannot make undo your karma. But through the practice, less it can do reduce. Like King Ajatashatru, he killed his father. If he not practiced Dharma, he will be in the hell for a long time. Yeah. So through the practice of the bodhicitta, through the practice of the four power, he couldn't undo his negative karma of the heinous crime, but it made much mild. So that way he went to hell like a bomb the ball. So it's definitely through the tongling or through that, definitely there's some part you can take. So mind have a power actually. Mind is really powerful. Definitely there's some I cannot tell exactly this percentage this way, but they definitely can take something. That way called the moral support. When somebody is a moral support, it becomes less pain. That way we go to what called the greeting, not greeting, what called? Like when somebody have a tragedy. Grieving, yes. Grieving. Yeah. It helps. So there's definitely mind can do something by support of that one. So this is the same, I think, tongling and like a purification. Those are, I think, definitely same.
Then if everything in Buddhism is a method, and method is a tool, then in Toglian we talk about a tool that needs to be, we really need to know what you do, how to use it correctly.
Yes, one thing is that one, but what I'm saying is even you know how to, you cannot expect it's not going to happen to you when you do Tonglen, because sometimes people think, oh, this is a mind game. It's not going to happen. My physical.
You need to know what you're doing.
Yes, you need to know what you're doing.
You need to be,
Yes.
and for what purpose?
Yes.
You need to know what motivation.
What you need to know how you do. You need to know what you're doing, and you need to know what outcome.
What may happen.
Yeah, what may happen. If that has happened, can you tolerate or not?
Okay, so then I will use a metaphor. There are rifles, very, very powerful rifles.
Yeah.
That if you shoot, that thing hits you back
Yeah.
in your shoulder.
Yeah.
And that back hit can be very powerful. Can that be used about Tonglen?
No, that's
No,
not really.
no.
That only is it that mean that the gun is changed, that the direction of the blood is changed. They bring it, yeah.
Shot.
Direction have to change.
No. The rifle itself
Yeah,
hits
this
you
is,
really
yeah.
strong.
This is and that is it, like whatever you try to make others suffering, you will have to go through the suffering too. So in Tibetan said, if you want to throw someone in the water, you have to, you have to get yourself in the water. Make sense? So that way, if you try to make someone suffering, you will definitely suffer. So rifle, when you're shooting, and you have guarantee that it will hit to the target, but the guarantee of the you will have a pain here. So that is how our anger is like that. When we try to harm other, we have no guarantee that we can success. Try to harm other, but guarantee that we make ourselves suffering from that. So when you shoot a gun, it's not always hit the target. Yeah, missing many times, but every time bounce, it hit on your shoulder without missing. Sense?
Then going back to Tonglen.
Yeah.
Say, in Tibetan Buddhism, in what cases would a Lama give that practice?
Bodhicitta. You need bodhicitta means that you need the courage that you can take anything for others' sake. So that part of the mind training of the bodhicitta only is.
But you probably need to get to the ultimate bodhicitta to effectively.
So that way I'm saying is until you have a realization of ultimate bodhicitta, you have to be careful. Like if you look at the jewel ornament said, if somebody asks you the part of the body, Bodhisattva who not have ultimate bodhicitta or ultimate bodhicitta, don't give a piece of a body, only give the full body. Because when you start to give a piece of body, you will not tolerate the suffering. You cannot bear the suffering. And then you will lose your bodhicitta. So it's not about that is not talking about that you will suffer, so don't do. It's not talking about that. When you're suffering, you will not going to be tolerated. Then you will give up completely. So you are immature. Can say immature?
Immature.
Yeah, immature to practice that one. So you cannot handle that one. That is talking about. Yes?
I have a question. I was taught Tonglen about 20 years ago for a Lama. So now after all the years of doing Tonglen, will there be more relatives?
No, I mean, if you can do, that's what I said, if you can do, that's nothing wrong. What I'm saying is when you do, don't think it's not going to happen to me. Like when she is sick, when I said, oh, Siche, I will do the Tonglen. But when deep down in my thought, but I do the Tonglen, but I'm not going to get sick. Her sickness not going to come to me, So don't expect that way. It will come to you. When you can come, when you can handle that one, that is good one.
No, I worked for a nurse for many years, so you're exposed to many diseases and stuff, and sometimes you can't, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah,
Well, I think what Khenpo's saying is the real tolling is like, say someone has cancer, right? And you're tolling, their cancer is gone. But it means it has to go somewhere,
yeah,
right? So
Yeah.
That's
It has to
real
go
tolling,
somewhere,
right? It's like
Yeah.
when you do it, then it's gone for the other person.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is, I
But
think
if
those
it's
are,
not gone, then you're okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
as-
because you deal with it, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that way I'm saying is, if you are really like a courageous one, you have a mindset that can tolerate anything happen, then yes, this is the most powerful practice. But the problem is when things happen to you, then you say, why me? Yeah, so if that's happen, then that I said that is not healthy for long-termly your practice, because long-term practice is more important than at that moment some powerful practice. Make sense?
Who was that Lama? Was it Jigten Sungyeon who got rid of leprosy?
Yeah. Jidasungul. So Jidasungul himself said, yes, this is a different case. He had a leprosy. At that time, there's no treatment. His leprosy is not not because of the Tonglen. His leprosy is get up, get right up. How to say get right up? Free from leprosy. Yeah.
Sure.
There's a power of the compassion. That's his power of the compassion. He meditated compassion that cured him completely from the leprosy. Because he had the power of the meditation of the compassion, later when he blessed that one, and other people killed too. That is not same as a Tonglen. Different.
Is Tonglen really Buddhist method? Who gave it? Where did it originate?
As the original Buddha taught in the Mahayana Sutra, Shakyamuni Buddha taught the Mahayana Sutra, and emphasizing by those teachers like Asanga, Asangas and Midriya, they emphasize in the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra text, and also Shantideva emphasize in the way of Bodhisattva conduct. In those texts, you will find those teachings. This is just Bodhisattva's training, part of the Bodhisattva training. Okay, so that is a part of the mind, you can say mind training. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Do the dedication.